Okay, fair warning, chat. This video is really stupid and I get really mad over some really dumb stuff. There's nothing bad about the content of this video. Just know this is a bit different tonally from my normal stuff. What can I say? I'm passionate. I hate this game. It's making me lose my mind. Sid Meier betrayed us. And do you know why? Do you comprehend why? I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
And I'm hungry and there's no food. Oh, food. Teddy Roosevelt. Apple pie. Oh, take me, Civ 6, let me eat. This video is really stupid. Hi, my name is Sam. Some people know me as God's hungriest soldier. I'm such a big foodie, you guys wouldn't understand. It's right there in the name, but still, I love eating fine food. I'm a pretty alright home chef. Look at these pictures. Ooh, yeah, tasty. Most college students are living it up like this, I'll tell you that. Am I a little pretentious about my palate? Maybe, but some people really just out here eating nothing but chicken tenders and pizza when they go to a restaurant. Disgusting. Juvenile, you have the palate of a 5-year-old. I don't know how I got this idea, but whenever I'm playing Civ 6, I was like seeing what food the leaders offer you in the delegation text. Like right here. Here's the delegation text. Fun way to represent each culture, you get some nice trivia out of it, and some of these dishes sound fire. Some of them don't. So as the resident food enjoyer here, it is my civic duty to rank all of these dishes. Yeah, I couldn't muster a ranking for the background arts, but here, sign me up. Obviously, I haven't eaten everything on this list, but I've had a good deal of world cuisine in my time, including a lot of stuff less common to the Western palate, so I feel like I can make some good assumptions about the taste of the dishes I haven't had. Plus, look at this, I actually bought the Max Miller cookbook. Take that, chumps. Although, still think it's important. I'm American. I'm born and raised American. My palate's going to be limited because of that. So I'm trying to avoid it, but preconceived bias, whatever. You don't care. I'll drop a little lore on my culinary experience over the course of this video, but that's where we're going to keep it when we jump into the ranking. For the sake of this ranking, each delegation will be treated as its own overall meal, so I won't be picking or choosing elements for each one. Also, some leaders offer you food in the other lines. I will be counting those as separate entries on this list. I'm just going to be pulling screenshots from the Civ Wiki because I can't be asked to record each of these in the game. That would take forever. And before we start, boom, here's my rating criteria. S tiers, godly meals, some of my favorite foods even outside of Civ. A tier, great, love it. B tier, pretty good. C, that's the official middle ground, take it or leave it. D is for foods I actively dislike or would be unwilling to try. Like I say, I try and keep an open palate, but some things can't do. Rankings within each tier are also roughly ordered, so keep that in mind as we go. Oh, what F tier? I hear you ask? Oh, that one's for the worst of the worst, the most vile scum in Civ 6. You come to my palace with a gift, and you don't bring me food? Be gone. All the non-food items are going to get lumped in this tier because bread tastes better than key. All right, let's get these heathens out of the way. I got to get to the good stuff. I'm hungry.
I am hungry.
Okay, I might have lied to you all. I wrote that intro before actually doing the ranking, and turns out I got to amend my tier list. Welcome to G tier. There are 4 leaders here. Why do they get their own tier? Number 80, Pedro II. Number 79, Pericles. Number 78, Victoria. And 77, Barbarossa. What do they give us for their delegations? Nothing. Literally nothing. You come to my kingdom, bring me nothing, ask for diplomatic visibility, get out now. Not even my stupid gifts and F tier, just nothing, just straight up nothing. The worst part about this? Look at the 4 countries represented here. You're telling me we lose access to a Brazilian food, Greek food, German food, and a British food? These are some of the best cuisines in the world. 3 of these countries will get another shot later, but Pedro, buddy, that's it? How dare you derive me a churrascas? That's it. You're done, buddy. Don't call me. Don't come to my house. We are done.
$20. I wanted a peanut.
Okay, this won't be much of a palate cleanser, but at least now they're actually giving me stuff. What's the worst one of the actual gifts? It's gotta be 76, Cleopatra. Sorry for this one, Doxeasy. I don't want the stupid crappy paper, dude. Give me the food. I'm hungie.
Place an order, I'm hungie.
Also, by the time Cleopatra was alive, parchment was already widespread, so great, this is worthless. 75 is Hojo with a Yosegi puzzle box. Okay, bro. Just a box. Pass. Tamiris, 74th, offering some decorated bow cases. I don't have a bow. Sorry, queen. Also, this isn't in my ranking given my criteria, but I love how the Civ Wiki has no clue what Tamiris is talking about with the pointy hats in her city invitation. I don't know, I thought that was funny. 73, dancers from Theodora. Not only they're doing an allegedly saucy dance. I mean, it fits Theodora given her story, but like, what the hell am I gonna do with it? Am I just gonna watch them do their little boogie and then they just like leave? I'm sorry, but food over boobs every day. Harold is 72nd with some rune stones and some lame-ass traders. Some of you might think this is a bit high given the other ones I've ranked so far, but as I mentioned in the icon video, I think runes are cool. Cyrus is at 71 with some mirrors and pottery, probably the most practical gifts so far. And I don't doubt they're probably pretty high quality, giving that an edge over some of the others. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum is number 70, Shakwa's Ilkwa spears. Do I have any use for a spear? No? Do I think it'd be sick to have one? Hell yeah! And for the last few, you might notice a little bit of a theme. Number 69, nice, is Wuzitan. Don't care about the dancers Ed mentioned, the silk is whatever, but the jade is nice. Why? High quality jade? I wanted a peanut. Jade can get you many peanuts. How? Gemstones can be exchanged for large amounts of money. In a similar vein, Ramses is next at 68. Oh my god, I literally just in the script, I'm noticing it. I accidentally, instead of a number symbol, I put a dollar sign next to 68. That's fitting. I don't care much for the desecrated human remains, but I could get a lot of money for the golden lapis and cha-ching. As for my main man Gilgamesh at 6'7", some fine jewelry, probably worth a lot. Got some lyres I'd unironically love to have, you know how I feel about music. And finally, maybe a bit of a cheat, Ludwig is at the top of F tier at 66th place. This is the best non-food gift, although it's probably the closest to being food. But this is probably one of the funniest bits of dialogue in the entire game, so yeah, I had to throw it at the top.
I'm making German food. German food? Yeah, we found German tourists. We're cooking them.
Okay, D tier, we're actually in food territory now. Everything at this point is technically edible, my favorite type of edible, and a lot of these also come with other gifts, but I'll only be ranking these based on the best of the food items, and I'll only be using the other stuff to break ties. There'll be a lot of similar dishes, so that's important to get out of the way first. Although, that's not going to matter for number 65, Guitarja's Denouncement. I probably shouldn't have included this one because she's comparing me to it instead of giving it to me, but I was wondering what Ocean's Offal meant for the longest time, so I figured I'd throw it in and find out. It's dead, rotting fish carcasses, actual chum. Plankton would love this stuff, but no thanks, big dog. I prefer living. Number 64 is Ambiorix, providing some salted hams, wild game, and barrels of wine. This sounds lovely. Nice ham roast, the wild game is probably boar and venison, delicious, and a nice glass of wine, which given the time period, probably would have been a mix of red and white. Wait, why is this so low? Is somebody personally in the... well, that's enough food trying to kill me. Time for the horrible, rancing, disgusting food instead. Number 63 is a Minotaur's raw camel liver.
Liver and onions.
Liver has been interesting to me because I feel like it alternates between disgusting struggle food and haute couture fine dining. Zero in between. It's already a tough sell for me cooked because it has a weird texture, but raw, that is a biohazard on top of being disgusting. Hey, quick arachnophobia warning for the next one. Skip here if you want to pass on it. Don't blame you. Not much better is 62, Jaya Varman with Aping fried tarantulas. I don't want to be a picky Westerner, but this freaks me the hell out. I understand the concept. Crunchy fried snack. I really can't see a world where the hair on the legs and the unfiltered spider organs will not cause me to vomit. So I think this rating is pretty justified. Also, from my research, I found that this might be really anachronistic, as apparently fried spiders only became a thing during the Khmer Rouge era, so take that as you will. Number 61, Coupe, giving me some presumably alive hoo-hoo grubs. Oh, he's even making fun of me for trying to eat them. What a jerk. The reason the alive grubs go over the fried spider is because there's a lot more actual meat to these, and there's no exoskeleton to worry about. Also, apparently they taste fine. I would never choose to eat these raw though, so D tier. It's done with this tier. What's next? Cutie at number 60 with koi. What's koi? Roasted guinea pigs. Whole roasted guinea pigs. I'm not showing you an image of this because frankly, it's horrifying. I think I'd cry if I saw this in real life. I think it's edible enough. Probably tastes like a Cornish hen, if anything. But out of moral obligation, I need to put this in D tier. And finally, we have Gorgo City Invite at 59 at the top of this tier. She'll make an appearance later again in this list, ironically enough offering black broth again. But that has some other elements with it as well. Black broth is made with blood. I can speak from experience on this one. When I went to Scotland, I had some black pudding, which, despite the name, is not actually pudding, but a sausage cooked with blood. I always choked it down when I got it, but damn, the blood tastes awful. It has such a metallic twinge to it, wonder why. And it really just ruins that sausage. That just had a little bit of it. Compare that into an entire bowl of that stuff? Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna pass on that one. Hey, quick plug here. If you're enjoying this video and you like hearing me rant and rave about Civ 6, boom, at 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be ranking the entire Civilization 6 soundtrack. Big goals, lofty goals. I really want to try and hit it this year. So, hey, if you're enjoying this, drop a sub. It'll mean a lot. And you know what? It makes me happy. But I'm still hungry, so let's get back into the list.
I'm quite hungy.
Hey, Jimmy, give me a cheese with nothing.
Nothing?
I'd give everything here a shot, or I have in the past, but all of this I'm pretty mid on. If offered to me, I would eat it. That's what separates this tier from the last. I've also separated this into a few subcategories with a short C- and a short C tier before I move into the C+ category, which is the majority of this tier. For C-, I'd give it a shot, but I'd still rank the food below average. Guitarja starting us off at 58th place. She specifies that the red encom needs ginger sauce, but doesn't give us any. Dick move. That's points off. Anyway, the encom looks pretty grody, not gonna lie. It's fermented with pure mold and can spoil pretty easily. Plus that kind of texture, big turnoff for me. You're gonna see a bit more of that later. But it's right onto the cusp where, yeah, I'd probably give this a shot. Number 57 is Hojo's City Invite. Weird how he offers food in the City Invite, but not the Delegation. It's kind of like a salad thing made with jellyfish. Again, the texture is the main thing that grosses me out, but I'd give it a shot. Mainly, I just think of that one scene where the guy eats a bunch of jellyfish in Yakuza 0, so that's where my mind's at. And Botch Ryu is at 56. Let's break this down piece by piece. Bird's Nest Soup is not a silly little nickname. No, it is a soup made from bird nests. Basically a bunch of swiftlets who have really dense and quick-drying spit, so they'll literally hawk tuwa to construct their nests with their own spit. And some genius thought, let me eat that. Gross. Abalone, type of sea snail, also considered a delicacy in some parts of Asia. I love my seafood, but the issue is, I have no clue how this is prepared. If they bake it in a shell like mussels, or if it's raw like oysters, I'll give it a shot, but due to lack of information, I can't give this one a great judgment. And finally, the deer tendon. This one threw me for a bit of a loop. I believe this is referring to how they'll sometimes use it when making the broth for pho. Yes, it's pronounced pho, not pho, to the dismay of every Vietnamese restaurant in America. Anyways, I like pho a lot. I've had it with beef tendon broth, which is delicious. So the venison would probably be a earthier, gamier version of that. However, that's just my assumption. Based on the text of the game, I am literally just getting a deer tendon. Like, Botch Ryu rocks up, slaps some raw meat on this table, and leaves. And there's a reason tendon isn't typically eaten by itself, it's just sinew. So yeah, poor performance overall, sorry Vietnam. Okay, welcome to the where the hell do I rank this sub-tier? Why is it called that? Number 55, Saladin City Invitation. I get some delectable feasts. Would you care to be any more specific? I don't want to just assume what's in here. If you're going to be vague, you're getting a low score. And in a very similar vein is number 54, Suleiman. If only you would have just said, hey, I'm giving you kebabs. We would have been all happy, but no. You and your pride and your ego. Alright, just squeaking above that middle is Movember with 53. With fufu. We're getting into some actual food here. What a sight to behold. Fufu's weird though. It's essentially a sticky dough ball you can dip in stuff. It's usually made with starchy foods, in particular plantains, which personally, I've always had a weird thing against plantains. I just don't like how they taste too much. I like normal bananas, but I can't do plantains. Between that and the texture, guessing I'm not going to be a fan. Number 52 is Pound Maker with some pemmican, which is a crazy survival food made from preserved meat, congealed fat, and berries. I've wanted to try this for a long time. I really find the concept interesting, even though it's probably not going to taste amazing, given, it is survival food. I'll be ranking the next three as a group. Number 51, 50, and 49 is Kublai Khan's capital invite, his delegation reject, and Genghis's delegation, aka the horse milk special. All of these are the exact same thing. I mean, I'm down to try it. I like milk in general, but at the same time, there's probably a reason horse milk hasn't taken off yet. And finally, we're capping off the C tier with another group of things that aren't my cup of tea. Some cups of tea. And there's a lot of leaders who give tea and nothing else. I have never enjoyed tea unless it's from the iced Arizona raspberry variety, which is God's greatest gift to humanity. I literally had a few glasses of tea specifically for this video to confirm, yep, still don't like it. I'm a coffee man at heart. You can never take that away from me. So my rankings here are going to be a little all over the place because I could not care less about the different regional varieties. 48, Tokugawa, presumably some green tea. Oh, wow. Both Japanese leaders dropped the ball in giving miso soup, ramen, udon, sushi, yakitori, all of that. Oh, I hope this isn't a theme. Next is 47, Gabi giving me tea instead of, like curry or chaat or naan or samosas or any of that good stuff. Number 46 is Elizabeth giving me a cuppa. So cute. Wait, that's the last English leader in this tier list. I know people say the UK has bad food. I've been there. I've had the authentic beans on toast. It's mid. I've gone through the trenches, and it was all worth it. For bangers and mash, the fish and chips, the beef Wellington, the shepherd's pie, the full English. How can you leave out the full English? It is one of the best things humans have ever made. I'm gonna kill you, Elizabeth. Sorry about that. I lost my composure there. No, stop. 45 and 44. Quincy Hang and Yongle. Tea. This is all the Chinese leaders have to offer. 3 things of silk, 2 teas, and a bunch of whatever, alongside some pretty little dancers. I'm more familiar with the bastardized American version of Chinese food, but the history of Chinese cuisine is really, really storied and diverse. You could have chosen anything from there. Look at this Wikipedia page. But no, more stupid tea. Where is my crab Rangoon? Get out of here, all of you. Except you can stay.
Hey, yo, the pizza here.
Okay, B tier. We're starting to cook here, actually. I'd willingly try everything here and would probably like most of them. They're nothing groundbreaking or revolutionary. You're gonna see a lot of single ingredient dishes here. Well, this first one isn't. Nitsinga Mabande, 42nd, giving out beans with palm oil, toasted grasshoppers, okra, and some more fufu. I said my piece on fufu already. Still hesitant about the bugs, although I'd rather do grasshoppers than the others. Okra's alright, and the beans sound pretty good. Number 41, Peter with some caviar. I might be pretentious, but I've still never eaten caviar. I think I'd probably enjoy it though, with about a 10% chance the texture makes me barf immediately. Tokugawa's at 40 with some mochi, another sticky texture one, but the mochi flavor is pretty good. And unlike fufu, it's eaten in smaller doses and is served more as a confectionery, so that'd be alright. Robert the Bruise at 39th. When I was in Scotland over the summer, I got the chance to eat some authentic haggis. How was it? It's fine. Pretty bland, all things considered. You guys really need to learn how to season food. At 40, we have Gorgo, Sito, should be back, with more blood broth, ew, and some olive oil. Oh, guys, you guys are sleeping on high quality olive oil. That low Parmesan cheese and some Italian bread, one of the best experiences ever. It doesn't specify she brings anything to use with the olive oil, hence the lower rating, but certainly appreciated. Don't worry, you're going to see a lot more of olive oil on this list. Number 37, Wilfred with some maple syrup. I could have swore he gave out poutine in his delegation. I think that's the Mandela effect talking, though. It sucks because that would have shot him up in the rankings. Good gift, inoffensive. And number 36 is the first appearance of João, who mentions food a lot in his dialogue. Another big W for Portugal. His delegation accept mentions Vinho Verde, which is a Portuguese variety of wine made with younger grapes. I enjoy wine. I am not 100% educated enough on it, so don't form a horde of angry sommeliers in the comments. I'm trying my best here. From my research, Vinho Verde is a lightly carbonated and has a light body with some notes of citrus. I don't like dries, so I'll pass on the rosé, but this honestly sounds delicious. So what could be next? Number 35, Kublai Khan Friendship Request. Good wine. No clue what he's talking about here, but I'm not going to argue with the guy. Number 34 is Alexander with more wine and some olive oil. Combination of two previous delegations, so it places above both. Given Greek history, it's mostly a dry red, by the way. Alright, that's enough wine for now. What do you have for us, contender number 33, Christina? Pass on the pickled herring. My dad loves that stuff. I think it's kind of gross. But the other two seem absolutely lovely. Lingonberry jam and crisp bread. That sounds great. Also, sorry, I just got to throw in this casually explained clip. This is literally one of my favorite YouTube videos ever, so I'm just going to play it.
But if you guys want to go international, you might want to consider some rebranding. Like, just imagining, like at the United Nations meeting, it's lunchtime, and the Italian guy takes out a slice of pizza, the German guy takes out a beer and a pretzel, and then the Swedish guy takes out his lunch bag and thinks to himself, they're going to be so jealous.
Number 32 is Jadwiga with some pisaki, which are traditional Polish Easter eggs that are really super decorated. They're awesome. Sometimes they're the fake wooden ones, like my grandma used to have those, but sometimes they're actual hard-boiled eggs. And if you're mad at me for putting hard-boiled eggs so high, you can screw off. They're great. Number 31 is Dido. The only thing I care about from this package is the olives. I love olives, guys. They're great, especially when they're stuffed. Saladin is next at number 30. Again, only the unspecified fruit is the relevant part here. Trust me, I have enough snow as is. With fruits, I'm going to say they're probably dates, figs, grapes, maybe even some pomegranates, which sound amazing. Pomegranates are so good. I think the immense struggle of opening the damn thing makes the reward all the sweeter. In the upper echelons of the B tier is number 29, Chandra Gupta. He's talking about chas here, which, oh my god, this looks great. It reminds me of eggnog, but a lot lighter and probably a lot more refreshing. Top tier stuff. I'd love to give this a shot. Seonjuk is number 28 with Yukpo, which is not yuck in the slightest. It's actually beef jerky. I'd be happy to get some nice jerky. And now we reach an interesting one. Number 27 is Habarabi, who gives The Unwinding. What the hell is The Unwinding? We used to not know. When I first looked it up on the Civ Wiki, no source was given. But I've managed to track it down. This one comes from a Babylonian culinary tablet currently being researched at Yale. There's an actual research paper on it. I read through it. It's pretty interesting. There's even some modern recreations of the dish, which is fun. Wait a minute. I have free will, guys. Welcome back to Food Crimes with Ham, the most sporadic cooking show on YouTube. It's been like a year since my last one, but yeah. We're going to make some unwinding. There's this modern recipe, modern interpretation of the cuneiform recipe I found. And you know, I don't know what it'll taste like. So like, I'm just going to make it myself. So I think that's going to be pretty fun. And here we are. It actually looks pretty nice with the bread on top when all said and done. It doesn't look like Cincinnati dog slop anymore. Alright, well, let's take a taste. You get a little bit of everything right there. Get some bread on top. Gonna want some crunch with that. Oh, hot. Okay, I did not get a great taste of the flavor. That is really hot. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes. Alright, that, like, seriously burned my tongue. Let's try this again, shall we? I'm gonna get a little bit of bread here, a little bit of barley and everything. Ooh, that is a nice little soup. Wait. The bread on top is honestly kind of making the dish. I mean, it's like, normally you dunk it in, and it's good, but like, you get that good mix of that really soft liquid and the really hard crunchy bread. Yeah, this is good. I don't know how historically accurate the recipe is, I guess, but like, hey, thumbs up on this one. It is a pretty decent soup. Number 28 is Eleanor. I might not have had caviar, but give me my food snob card back because I love truffles. They're just simply the best. They're better in something rather than raw, but I'm not going to scoff at some truffles and wine. And finally, Joao is back at number 25, giving out some Balacao salted cod. Hey look, stockfish. No, I'm still not changing the Iceland logo. The runes are cool. Anyway, there's a lot of different variations of the dish, so much so that I'm just ranking the fish alone. Still, that's a high grade. People underestimate how good a grilled fish with a little bit of lemon juice is. This video idea is really stupid. Thank you for sticking with me here. My commentary is probably going to get a bit lighter here because there's only so many ways for me to say, this is awesome. Get it on my plate now. Number 24 is Kublai Khan's normal delegation. This man is obsessed with horse milk. But mutton. Lamb is a sleeper meat. I like it more than pork. A nice lamb chop with some spices, grilled. Sounds excellent. Trajan is at number 23. Pecorino Romano is legitimately one of my favorite cheeses. Such a good condiment in so many dishes, and if I'm feeling a little saucy, I'll nibble on a little bit as a little treat. What can I say? I'm mouse-pilled. On the topic of a little treat, John Curtin's City Invite is number 22. Yes, you may tempt me. Yes, please. I've had other candied nuts before. They're bomb, and this seems a lot more laid back than the typical flavor blasted variety I'd get from street vendors, but man, that sounds really nice right now. As we reach another set of 3 grouped together for their similarity, each of these are spread, so I'll be ranking them to their overall contributions to the plate. Basil takes number 21st with olive oil, wine, some hard cheese, and some garum. I've still never had garum. Sorry, Max Miller. Also, the cheese is a big downgrade from before, but damn, I love charcuterie. This would go nuts. Ironically, I think the whole plate would be improved with a couple sprigs of basil to counteract the saltiness of the cheese and olives. Julius is at 20 with bread, olives, cheese, garum. That sounds wonderful. I'd mange on these hors d'oeuvres for hours. Perfect finger foods. But it could be better. 19. Catherine. Herbs, olives, various cheeses, and baguettes. Also a fork, I'd assume. No notes here. I think this would be a lovely snack, especially if you roast the baguettes a little bit and they make the sound. Oh, you know the sound.
But the sound with the crust, listen. Oh,
Number 18. Bit of a surprising pick. At least I certainly didn't expect her to be up this high. Probably because I forget this is a sieve 90% of the time. It's Tamar with churchkela. What's churchkela? A bunch of nuts dipped in preserves and hung out to dry. I do not know where this has been my entire life. Giorgio, why were you holding back this information on me? I need this immediately. I know where this next one's been my whole life though. Number 17, Teddy Roosevelt apple goddamn pie. American staple, perfect choice for the delegation meal. There's other pies I like more, but a little dollop of ice cream on top, I won't be complaining. And finally, the follow-up to the tea rant later. Number 16, Menelik II, coffee and injera bread. I really enjoy a nice cup of coffee, and like with the olive oil, quality really matters to me. Luckily, Ethiopian coffee, it's great. I'm not gonna drink it black, but hell to the yes. Only could be made better if I had some sugar to sweeten it with, preferably from a Venezuelan man.
Yo, el presidente Simón Bolívar.
We're ramping up to the good stuff here. We got number 14, another Joao gift here, as the capital invite. 2 varieties of fish, olive oil, and some cake. That is a proper meal, dude. Hell yes, man. Never really cared for sardines because of the whole pizza association, but like, them grilled sounds heavenly. At 13, we got stroopwafel and cheese from Wilhelmina. Some of you might think this is a bit high. To that I say, make your own goddamn tier list. Stroopwafels slap like nobody's business. When you go on the American airline flight and they give you the little stroopwafel, I choose it every single time. Screw the quinoa. That's awesome. This might be the only time I ever speak positively about this rancid sieve or leader, by the way. Number 12 is sundieta with lamb stew made with peanut butter sauce. Off the cuff, this is unfortunately pretty damn anachronistic. On the other hand, look at these pictures though, this looks godly. This is similar to a lot of my S tier dishes, but the thing keeping it out of that rank is that I've always been a little reticent towards peanut butter, not allergic or anything, I just not a big fan of the flavor or the stickiness, but whatever. Just barely missing out on the top 10 is Montezuma at 11th. I'm aware that maize and Aztec chocolate are pretty different from their modern counterparts. However, I've had Indian corn before, it's still pretty good. But the main star, of course, is the chocolate. I love dark chocolate. I know that makes me a pretentious asshole, but the more bitter, the better. And that's how they used to prepare it. So sign me right up. And finally, barely missing out on S tier is the number 10 slot. Philip and his sweet, sweet churros. Churros are amazing, guys. There's no other way to put it. I've had such fond memories of getting them from the Costco food court. They'll always have a special place in my heart and in my stomach. All the yelling might be causing me to lose my voice, but here we are.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
The S tier. Not only would I eat the hell out of these foods, I'd cook them given the chance. What separates the S's from the A's is typically the scale of the meal. We're not talking little snacks here, we're talking about dinners. You might notice a bit of a theme here. It's all really fulfilling dishes with some nice meat to it. I like meat. I don't know if you guys could tell. So, number 9, Abe Lincoln's Thanksgiving Feast. I honestly have some hot takes about the Thanksgiving pantheon. I'll save those for another video. Okay, you can have a couple hot takes here. Stuffing is mid, your turkey is dry because you suck at basting it, the canned cranberry sauce clears homemade, and pumpkin pie is amazing. I'd make some alterations to the dish if I was in Lincoln's shoes, but I can't deny, great delegation. Love taro is number 8 with charqui kwan. Let's pull up an image. Egg and soup spotted, real egg fans rise up. Super hearty stew, vegetables, meat, looks like such a comforting food. Hell yes. Number 7, Lady 6's Guy giving us a proto hot chocolate. Again, I'm aware the chocolate is different. I don't give an ass because I love bitter chocolate. Being a frequenter of sub-zero regions, there is nothing better than a nice hot chocolate to help brave the cold. I've had a similar version to this while ice fishing before. Top notch. The chili and the honey, they bring so much complexity to the drink. Helps me forget, oh yeah, it's 10 degrees out and nothing has been in 6 hours. And joining the table spread catalog is Menelik II's City Invite at number 6. Ethiopia has had a surprisingly rich culinary culture with a lot of traditions surrounding group meals and plating, especially in its royal history. And we have some more injera, which is sort of like a flatbread or naan, and also kifto, a dish made of raw ground beef. I've had a few raw meat dishes before I wasn't really crazy about, but this one seems like it'd be pretty alright. The star of the show, though, is Tips. Half stir fry, half stew. Look at these images. Need I say more? Breaking into the top 5 was a leader furthest from my mind when I started this ranking, Sejong. If Ethiopia has had a rich royal cuisine lineage, Korea takes that up to 11 with the sursong platters. It's a very, very specific meal, down to the placements of the tables and the plates on the tables. I had no idea about any of this when I started putting this video together. Sura is a rice and grain mix with a couple varieties. Awesome. Tang is beef stock soup. Immaculate. Jjim is a collection of soups and stews which make me want to go to Korea immediately. And kimchi, it's a classic. I was not expecting a meal this dense. It all looks jaw-dropping. This could have been Japan and China if they locked the hell in. And here's probably the biggest glow up between any leader with multiple dishes. Number 4, Vematsninga City Invitation Chicken Mwambe. I think you get the picture by now. I love the meaty, super seasoned stews. This is divine. I need to see where I can get some of this post-haste. Ditch the foo-foo. Stick to this one, bro. Number 3. John Curtin, baby. Outback Meats. It's not very specific, but I'm thinking this is probably some cattle and lamb. Grilled to perfection. What is better than a good-ass medium rare steak and a bone-in lamb chop? Nothing. Nothing. Maybe he's even talking about a sirloin here. Beef ribs. The lack of specificity is really just letting my mind wander with the possibilities. And 2 leaders left. Who's going to take the last slots? Well, our grand runner-up is Matthias Corvinus. My mom's side of the family has had a lot of Eastern European and Balkan blood, a mix of Austrian, Croatian, Slovenian, and in this case, Hungarian. And needless to say, I grew up with a paprika IV in my bloodstream. I legit use it nowadays in so many recipes. And given that, paprika's such a comforting, familiar taste from my childhood. Serve that with some spetzel, and I can live and die off of it. A true S+ tier. Originally, I had that earmarked for my number 1, however, when putting this list together, but one other leader absolutely blindsided me with an exquisite taste in the culinary arts. To be honest, I forgot there were even a Civ 6 leader for a minute. Number 1, Nader freaking Shah. The wonders of the Persian Empire. Lavash and koresh, kebab and kufte, with rosewater flavored noodles for afterwards. Let's break this down one by one. Lavash is a flatbread. Yes. Exquisite. Perfect base. Koresh. A slow-cooked stew over rice. Oh, well, slow-cooked stew, of course. And then, some kebabs. I will address you last. Kofte. What is it? Spicy minced meatballs. And they're huge. And finally, rosewater noodles. A cold dessert dish to cap this all off. But the almighty kebab, skewered, roasted meat, literally might just be the best thing on this planet. And the way they make it so juicy, so tender, so flavorful, it's actually immaculate. I am so mad there's not many kebab places around where I live, because every single time I've been to Europe, I've been inundated with excellent kebabs. Truly, truly top-notch. The only thing that could ever beat kebabs in my mind is, well, the almighty hamburger. But that's a story for another time. So that's that, huh? Another video that ended up way longer than I expected, and I have zero clue how this one's going to perform. This seems like it's either going to be a 0-view video or an absolute sleeper hit in the algorithm. No in between. I've been sitting on this idea for a while, and I'm glad it finally exists. Like I mentioned, I'm ranking the Civ 6 soundtracks at 1,000 subs. I think we can get there together if we really push, but for now, I'm gonna unwind with some more unwinding, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.